We are live on the OxFit podcast. Good morning, everybody. Almost forgot to prop my mic up so you can hear me. How are we feeling this morning? Man, happy fall. Happy fall, everybody. What are you excited about for fall? Pumpkin lattes? I don't really like pumpkin stuff. The only thing I thought pumpkins were good for before I came to America was putting outside the house and like carving up. But apparently you can do a lot with this pumpkin. You make bread and I don't know. You Americans love a bit of Halloween, don't you, Sav? Sav's favorite. Sav just loves holidays. I don't know if you know that about Savannah, but she loves the holiday. We need to give her more responsibility on like doing up the gyms, you know. Get my camera right this morning. That's better. Get Astro at the shop. Stay out of my shop. He's into it, man. He loves the podcast. If there's one thing I want to know about Astro, he loves a podcast.
The gyms, you know.
He loves a podcast. Look at you, Nick. Excited for Beach Brawl. Oh, yeah. Man, things start to come quick in fall, don't they? Like, you got plenty of time, and then you're like, it is August 5th. Dang, September. Yeah, it's next month. That's crazy. Crazy how fast it happens. But, man, we're training hard. Our Beach Brawl camp is going on. I wonder if I can pull up that video. Can I pull up that video? Let me see. Beach Brawl camp. Hi, Keith. Wonder if, let me see. No. Oh, no. I don't want to go into the back end of the YouTube. That would be strange. Good morning, Ant. And Astro. Astro is my co-host this morning. But as you know, Keith, he loves a podcast. What you guys been up to? Training is going well. We had our Beach Brawl camp 2 weeks ago, and now we're into the training, right? Every Saturday, 7 a.m. It's kind of set up like this. We do skills, then we do some strength work, and then we do some conditioning. That's kind of how the gist of that morning goes. Then we take a little break, and then we go into the class. So we can get used to how to fuel and how to eat and how to recover between workouts, which is one of the big things when you go to a competition. When you've got 4 workouts spaced out, the hardest thing about these competitions is that gap, right? That little space where you start to get sore and you start to stiffen up at 40 years old. Maybe that wasn't the hardest thing back in the day. But that's the hardest thing for me now. So I'm trying to find ways to fuel. I've been playing with different things. Haribo was my latest. That went pretty good. Didn't make me feel sick. Them waffles were okay. If you ever done them recovery, like, I don't know what they're called, protein waffles or something like that. What else is there? I think I'm going to try some liquid carbs, right? So obviously like a Gatorade and a Powerade is stuff that I refuse to drink on a regular basis because that's just like drinking a Coke every day. But for a competition, I might have to start doing some kind of liquid carb. If you have any recommendations, let me know. But yeah, big things happening. My last few episodes were about getting back in the gym, and I think they're very relevant. If you're just getting back in the gym, go and watch them because I see it happen all the time. I've seen it happen this week where some people came back in after like on and off summer and decided that they wanted to go level 3 right away. And then now by Wednesday, I'm probably not going to see them again until next Monday, right? So it's about pacing yourself. Go and check out them podcasts. I think they're really good. Lauren did an awesome podcast yesterday. I want to steal her concept here in the next couple. I've been a fitness coach for 15 years or so now. I've trained thousands of clients, and my specialty is helping men lose weight, find their strength, and feel amazing in 100 days, right? So I could get you back to 100% in 100 days. If that is something you're interested in, then my email is ant@ox.fit. But here I'm going to talk about how you can lose 20 pounds in 30 days in just 20 minutes of listening to me. 5 key habits. You don't need a fad diet. You don't need to spend 2 hours in the gym. And you definitely don't need to be perfect, because that's just not possible. Coach hundreds of dads. I've learned that men who lose weight and keep it off usually just have the same 5 simple habits. I'm not talking about 5 hacks. I'm not talking about 5 supplements, just 5 habits. If you master these, you'll be amazed at what can happen over the next 6 months, but also the next 30 days. So let's get into it. Number 1 habit, the number 1 mistake that I see most men making, especially in America, especially in Western countries, is you just don't control your carbs. Now, carbs are not the enemy, but for most dads, they're the biggest source of excess calories. A typical day: bagel for breakfast, chips with lunch, soda in the afternoon, pasta for dinner, some kind of ice cream or snack before bed. Very typical routine. And when I ask most dads how they eat, they would just say, pretty good. That's your pretty good 5 meals a day, a couple of snacks, right? Most of us aren't eating too much protein. We're eating too many processed carbs. Instead of eliminating carbs completely, I just want you to control them. I would rather you prioritize protein and vegetables first. Save yourself your carbs for around workouts or just one meal each day. I don't want you to start fearing carbs. You just can't let them control you. And for most men, that is the biggest problem. Sandra is going to bring donuts every Monday. There's going to be pizza on Friday. That's not the thing that's making you fat, because that's just one little snack. That's just one little cheat during the week, right? So if the rest of your day was protein and veggie filled, that one thing wouldn't throw off your whole day. You could easily be like, I'm just going to grab one donut with my coffee. I'm going to grab 2 slices of pizza and just be part of this team meeting. And the rest of your day will be fine, and you're not going to gain a lot of weight. In fact, you schedule that around a workout, you won't even notice that you had them carbs. So it's not the little things. It's the daily routine and the daily habits of you allowing carbs to control your life. That is the main problem. And when I work with men, I want to try and eliminate carbs for the first 30 days, and then build them back in a way that works for your life. I don't want you to have this like, I'm never eating carbs again. That's not how it goes. And I don't want you to feel like I'm going to take away foods. I'm just going to add in more of the good stuff. If you're coming to work with me, I'm going to make you eat more steak. How is that going to be a problem? I'm going to make you eat more bacon, more eggs, more sausage. How is that going to be a problem, right? I'm just going to take away the bullshit for a little bit. Then we're going to add it back in, but in a way that works for you. So what action step can I give you for the next 30 days? For the next week, replace one of your processed carbs each day with fruit, vegetables, or some meat. Done. Not difficult, right? Control your carbs. The problem with carbs, let me just give you a little insight here that's not going to take away, is it's sugar, right? So you take away carbs, your body's going to respond. It wants that sugar. So it's going to take a few days. But if you just increase your protein, lower your carb, give it 10 days, you'll feel amazing. And you won't even want them anymore. You won't even crave them anymore. Habit number 2, move more. I'm at a stand-up desk right now. It seems very simple, but I've gone this morning from going and coaching at the gym. I did a little cardio workout, and then now I'm standing at my desk. I just want to move more. I'm going to be rocking side to side on different feet. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to take a phone call from a walk. I'm going to have a meeting, walking. I'm going to move more. Just stop sitting. If you went up to some of your colleagues today and you said, hey, you want to go and have this meeting and let's go have a little walk outside, I guarantee 9 out of 10 are going to want to do that, right? They're going to want to get out of the office. Do you want to take this meeting somewhere else, right? Let's go move and let's go do it. If it's a phone call, what's your excuse that you can't bring up your notes? You got an iPad, you got a phone, you got a laptop. Get your ass moving. Take your kids for a walk before, after dinner. I'm not going to give you a step count, but just move. Those little movements burn calories. They also make you feel so much better. And if you don't have, everybody watching this right now, you're probably sitting at a stand-up desk. Stand up. Stand up. Movement is one of the easiest ways to improve your health without having another workout, right? I'm not saying go run 5 miles a day. I'm just saying move a little bit more. Get outside a little bit more. When you wake up and you have your morning coffee, take it for a walk. Take the dog for a walk. Your dog needs a walk. Most people listening to this in America have a dog. That dog is miserable. Go take him for more walks. Get on phone calls. Move more. Dude, does it get more simple than that? I'm not saying cut out all the carbs, and I'm not saying add a 5-mile run every day. Move more. Control your carbs. Habit number 3, lift weights. Do strength work 3 times per week. The mistake that most men, most dads make is they think weight loss means endless cardio. They start putting on sweatsuits and think that that's going to work. All you're doing there is dehydrating yourself. Running around all the time, you're just going to give yourself tendonitis. You are probably, if you're just getting back into fitness after a long time off, you're not fit enough to even have a great workout that's going to burn enough calories when you do that stuff, right? Endless cardio is wrong. Strength training builds muscle. Muscle burns more calories. Muscle helps you stay strong as you age. Muscle and finding your strength is the important thing that you need to be a better dad, a better husband, and to look better in your clothes and feel better. So don't overcomplicate it. Focus on compound movements, what we do at OxFit: squat, push, pull, carry, etc., etc. Come to OxFit 3 times a week, and you don't even have to think about it, right? So you're busy. You got everything else you have to worry about. You got to get to work. You got to get the kids to school. You got to blah, 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 right? Go to OxFit. Let the coach take care of it. Savannah spends hours and hours building these workouts so you can get strong, fit, and ripped. What are you doing? Do you think you have time to get the perfect plan together when someone's already working on it? Just show your ass up to the gym. Number 3, come to the gym 3 times a week at OxFit. And at Ox.fit, I'll sign you up right now. You come today. What is it? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Done. Problem solved. We talked about carbs, so habit number 1. Habit number 4 is hit your protein goal. Protein is the building block for life. Muscle depends on protein. If I could only change one nutrition habit for dads, it would be eat more protein. Protein helps you build muscle, recover faster, stay full longer, and reduce cravings. What else do you need to know? Most dads, most men, most women, most everybody is dramatically under-eating protein. Start every meal by asking, where is the protein? Chicken, beef, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt if you need to. Protein shakes. Protein first, everything else second. And you will feel fuller for longer. For 10 days, that won't feel the same, right? For 10 days, you're going to be craving carbs. For 10 days, you're going to be like, that's not enough. But trust me, it is enough. And after 10 days, once them cravings are gone, you're just going to want protein and fat, and you're going to feel great. Habit number 5, a key one, stop drinking. At least stop drinking beer, right? And I know this is the elephant in the room. A couple of beers after work, drinks every weekend. Alcohol doesn't just add calories. It lowers your recovery. It disrupts your sleep. It reduces your motivation, makes it easy to overheat. And I don't think you have to swear off alcohol forever, but if you want to lose 20 pounds in the next 30 days, if you reduce or eliminate alcohol for that 30 days, it's going to make a huge difference. Because like I said, adds calories, yes, lowers your recovery, disrupts your sleep, reduces your motivation, makes it easier to overeat, right? My biggest problem is I can't have one drink. I have one drink, I need a couple, right? And I'm not alcoholic, I don't have 20, but once that beer hits my lips, dude, it's 2 or 3, right? And then it's searching in the, do we have some chips? Do we have some chocolate? What goes with it, right? Is that bad overeating part. So it's not the alcohol. And once you've got everything else under control and you've lost 20 pounds, now you can start thinking, how do I want to build alcohol back into my life? If I do want to build it back into my life, right? So just ask yourself, what's more important right now? Is it the drink or is it the result? And the action step I would give you is take a 30-day break from alcohol and see how you feel. Why do these 5 habits work? Notice what I didn't mention. I didn't mention no detoxes, a juice cleanse, a magic supplement, just a protein shake. It's just habits, simple habits repeated consistently. And at OxFit, that's how I coach people. That's how I've coached people for 15 years. And I've seen it change lives. You go on our Instagram, you look for the weeks where my content's on there, and you'll see dads and men changing their life with simple habits. No quick fix. A routine that fits your life, that after 30 days, you could keep going for 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 5 years. In some cases, we've got members that have been with us for 10 years. When your habits change, your body changes. So let me just go over them action steps real quick. So action step number 1, this week, replace 1 processed carb each day with fruit, a vegetable, or some meat, like a meat stick, a beef stick, something like that. Number 2, go for a 20-minute walk after dinner tonight instead of hunting through the closet for what you can have as a late night snack. Commit to 3 strength workouts this week. Basically, sign up at OxFit. Come 3 times. I didn't say come 5. I didn't say come 6. 3 times. Action step number 4, eat a serving of protein at every meal this week. Add a protein shake and you'll gain more muscle. Take a 30-day break from drinking alcohol, especially beer, and see how you feel. If you're trying to lose 20 pounds, don't focus on lose 20 pounds. Focus on these 5 habits. Control your carbs, move more, lift weights, eat more protein, cut back on the beer. Change your life. Change your body. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. And them 5 things you could be easily consistent with, right? Think about what I said there. I know you're a perfectionist. We all are. But the all or nothing thinking is not going to work when we all know the kids have just gone back to school. You're going to get a phone call tomorrow or Friday or early next week saying your kid's coughing and sneezing, or they just threw up, or school's out for a week. You know that shit's coming up. But you could still do these 5 things easily within that schedule. So what are you going to change this week? What are you going to change over the next 30 days to get results? And what is your keystone habit that gets you results? I've been working on my habits now with Savannah. Let me look at my progress report. In fact, let's do that. Let me show you my progress report. So we'll take it from there. No? How far back should we go? We'll go all the way back to January. Woo! All right, this is going to be very revealing. This is like, I don't know how to describe it, but this is like me showing you my diary almost. So get ready. A little caffeine boost before I get into this. So here is where I started. 5 simple habits. Carnival, no tech after 9, gratitude, workout, and then vitamin D, protein, and some salt is where I started. Then where I got to, was, after building them habits for 30 days, start tracking macros, intermittent fasting, kept the gratitude, worked out, added some ZMA to make me sleep better, worked on my sleep schedule, and added in writing for 15 minutes. So building, so it went from 5 to 7 habits. Then started training for beach brawl in April. And as you see, I then started tracking my macros even more closely. So if we look at this, tracking my macros, intermittent fasting, gratitude, working out. BB, what is that? Salt, protein, creatine, ZMA, magnesium, and then vitamin D with K2. Working on an extra thing, and then I was upping my carbs for a few months here. So I went into a carb, high protein, low fat, high carb. After that, kept that going and tried to up my carbs a little bit more to 400 and tried to hit 3,000 calories. So I was in like a building phase, trying to build my body up, trying to gain strength, trying to gain fitness, and tracking my macros. And then I'm in a little bit of a cut right now. So I'm on week 13 here, leading up to Beach Brawl. And right now I'm doing paleo, but tracking macros. I'm trying to cut off my carbs at 4 p.m. because I'm in a little bit of a cut now. Gratitude and intent, working on that. Working out, I'm doing creatine, ZMA, vitamin D, salt, and essential amino acids during my workouts. I'm trying to write every day, and I am trying to get to about 3,000 calories while eating paleo, which is very, very difficult. I've got to I think I'm going to start eating raisins to get up there. So I got to go get some raisins because I can't eat 3 bananas a day and I can't eat 5 apples. It's just too much fruit. So trying to do paleo and hit a carb number because I'm still training really hard is difficult, but a lot of fun, right? So there's my habits, but I started with the same habits that I talked about in this podcast, and then I've been building on them over the last 8 months. Wow. And it's cool to have that progress report, right? So if you work with me, that's how we track them. I have some other people that use some apps and stuff, but for most people, the spreadsheets seem to work the best. So if you're interested in that, if you want my spreadsheet, ant@ox.fit, let's get to work. Let's do it. 23 minutes. You could lose 20 pounds in just 23 minutes in 30 days there. How you guys feeling? Good morning, Bailey. Good morning, Whitney. What are we working on this week? What habit are you working on? What's your keystone habit there, right? When I look at my progress report, my keystone habit is tracking macros. And look how I'm doing. This has been awesome. This is my macro tracker. I'm on day 63. That's today. Started checking it off. Just got to color it in as I add in my macros. Drop in the comment what your keystone habit is while I fill that in. That has been my big one this year so far. I have learned a lot. When I get to day 90, I'm going to do a podcast on what I've learned from 90 days of tracking macros. Because you're probably like me. I used to kind of track macros. I'd be like, that's about 50 grams. Or I'd type into MyFitnessPal whatever was close to what I just ate and just logged it. But now I've been doing it for real. We even got a weight scale. Been measuring and weighing some stuff, which is not something I want to do long term, right? Because it's annoying. But eyeballing it doesn't always work. Good morning, Salty. All right. What else do I want to talk about? what else am I excited? I'm excited, very excited about DecaFit coming to Atlanta. So as much as it's hard to think about that now because I'm training for Beach Brawl, we have some athletes that have started training for DecaFit. If you're interested in DecaFit, get in touch because we need to start working towards it. We need to start training for it. You need a coach that can get you there. And we got a bunch of our coaches that are going to be doing it. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do because running's not really a priority, but just having it on the calendar will help me, focus on making sure I still keep some running in my training. So, yeah. Tune in to Friday's live because there will be part 2 of Deca going on there. You guys are real quiet this morning after the good morning. Giving me nothing back. Come on, comment. Let me know. I want to know your keystone habits. I want to know what you're excited about. Want to know what you're enjoying about this week. Today's workout is a doozy. I haven't seen many weight vests today. We were having a big cycle of people bringing weight vests on Wednesday. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe the workout's upped a little bit with this endurance cycle that people are waiting to adjust. Are you bringing your weight vest today? Oh, I'm going to put my weight vest on. Nothing? Come on. Talk to me. Astro even left me. Maybe some of you guys are behind. But or you're just listening and driving or something, you know what I mean? Finally. Excited to start my new morning reading habit. All right, well, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. So if you don't know, I'm Whitney's coach. So I'm going into Whitney's progress report. Last week, she read 3 times. This week, she's lucky that I'm not sharing this spreadsheet because it's Wednesday and none of the boxes are filled in. So, Whitney, get on your spreadsheet. Sorry. You commented and helped out my podcast, and then I just got on your ass. But I am also excited to start a reading habit because we took the iPads completely out of our house pretty much. And my son keeps coming up to me on a night and saying, "Don't watch something, Daddy. It's bad for you. Read a book instead." And that just like a shot to the soul. You know what I mean? Need to be better about doing my home PT workouts. Ooh, yeah. Can't you just do it in front of the TV? I don't know. Don't sit down on the couch. Instead, stretch, mobilize. And also, you're good at stretching. So, what am I reading? Let me, real quick, I'm going to go get it. I am reading a book called The Second Mountain by a guy called David Brooks. And he was the #1 New York Times bestseller by the author of The Road to Character. This is the quest for a moral life. The Second Mountain, really good time of life to read it too, because it's about finding what you're really passionate about. And after you climb that first mountain when you're young and full of dreams and goals, and you get to the top of that first mountain and you realize that it wasn't about the mountain, it was about the people and the relationships and all the stuff that you got from climbing the mountain. Now, as you try and climb your second mountain in life, whatever that is, make sure you don't miss what makes it special, Whitney is reading. I'm just checking it off before I send it to you. The World and Me. The World and Me. The World Between the World and Me? Whitney, is it between the world and me? Because I'm not seeing the world and me. The world and me. Look. Maybe she means between the world and me. Between the world and me. She said that. Between the world and me. I wasn't reading it right. What are you reading, Nick? What is anybody else reading? I know Savannah's reading some kind of murder. Somebody got murdered or something. I saw a great meme the other day that was like, my wife comes home after drinking 700 milligrams of caffeine and watching and reading about murders, and then says, I think I got anxiety. And I was like, that's great. But yeah, The Second Mountain is a really good book. I would recommend it for anybody that got to the top of their first mountain, like the thing that they were climbing, whether that's something professional or, something in sports, and found when they got there that it wasn't quite what they thought once they reached the top. And then you get to look back on that journey and see what you got from it and see where your passion really is. Nick just finished Fight Club. Fight Club is in the movie? I didn't even know it was a book, I don't think. Huh. We're not starting a Fight Club, all right? So don't get that in your head. No fight clubs at OxFit. But the number one rule about OxFit is tell everybody about OxFit. A sorceress comes to call. What is that? Sounds like, is that like in the, like, what is it? The gray? The gray, sounds a bit sexy, that, doesn't it? Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, Nick, that's something that's like a 50 Shades of Grey book, isn't it? Which I think is also don't know. All right, well, that was fun. I had a good time anyway. See you in the gym. Get to work. Get back to work. You guys watching my podcast at 10 a.m. like you don't have anything better to do. What do I have to do now? 10 a.m. EAV at noon. See you at EAV at noon, squad. And bring your weight vests. Also, I got to go eat. Protein. No smoke. Don't worry, it's not smoke. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a great Wednesday. Don't forget, it's pump day, okay? So if you see somebody in the office, you see them at work, make them do 20 push-ups so they can walk around to work looking jacked. Don't ever say hump day. It's a horrible thing to say. Just say, hey, it's pump day. Let's go, 20 push-ups. Love you all. Have a great day. If you need me, ant@ox.fit, or drop a comment. I'm ready to get fit, or fit